Good afternoon, family. This is the last video of the day, uploading out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. This video here is about criticism. You have criticism and you have constructive criticism. Now, you have people out here that all they do is criticize. But then you have people that constructively criticize you. I notice nowadays, young and old, no one wants to hear you tell them shit constructively. No one wants to be criticized, but they want to do all the criticizing. And that's a sign of immaturity right there. A man or a woman should be able to take criticism. Criticism is essential to your growth, to your inner growth. Now, just because someone tells you, hey, look, you know, what you doing is not cool, man. You know, or Miss Lady, you know, what you doing to your children is not cool. And the first thing, you know, a lot of young people will do is, fuck you. Who is you to tell me? You ain't my mother, you ain't my father. And a lot of us need to be criticized because, let's face it, the black community is very much falling apart and everybody else is criticizing. You know, now I noticed that with black folks hate each other criticizing, but then when somebody white or another nationality criticize you, oh, you basically, oh, you're right. And I find a lot of hypocrisy in that. You know, but criticism is good, people. You know, that gives you a chance to look within yourself. There's always something that you can correct about yourself. You dig? No one is perfect. And when you go through this walk and this journey of life, you're gonna have your ups and downs. And some decisions you make is not gonna be you're not gonna make the right decisions in everything that you do. And you need someone to tell you and lift you up. Hey, look, you're wrong. And that's not a sign of disrespect. But a lot of black folks have a problem with criticism. Long as someone telling you, oh, you're doing great. You know, everything you do is amazing. But soon as someone tells you, hey, look, you know, what you're doing is not right, you need to kind of think about it and rethink, you know, this decision that you're making. There's a big issue. There's a big issue. A lot of brothers that's in the penitentiary right now is because they wouldn't listen. And I look at some of the young brothers that's on YouTube, you know, brilliant brothers, you know, that's conscious and they speaking that straight ism. But when it comes to an elder, you know, correcting them, the first thing they want to do is talk about the elders. Oh, you got one foot in the grave, or, you know, who is you to tell me? You know, look at your life. But you have to understand, you know, an older person, we've been out here. You know, the longer you live, the more wisdom you have. The more places you've been, the more wisdom you have. The more people you know, the more relationships you have, the more wiser you are. You know, and you young people really need to step back and take a look at yourself in the mirror. Because you 21, 20, and even as far as 33, 34, 35, you know, a lot of you is basically the 80s babies. I was a grown man back in the 80s. And some of the decisions you're making is why our community is in the state that it's in right now, because you niggas and women just don't want to listen to somebody older that's been out here. You'd rather listen to somebody that's did 15, 20 years in the penitentiary than listen to somebody that's never been to jail. You dig? And then I blame our generation too. You know, you got a lot of people that's had children while the crack epidemic was out here. You know, you're in there smoking crack, and your children watching in turn, they become dope dealers, and they don't want to listen to what you got to say. You know, but see, what a lot of the young ones don't understand is like, there's a lot of OGs that's never been to the penitentiary. They ain't never been on no drugs. And got a whole lot to give. You know, and I notice with you young people out here, you'll see that man sitting there, and just because he doesn't have a car, or he's on the bus or whatever, you sit up here and look at him like he's no one. And that's very, very disrespectful, because that's the main person that can give you some type of insight on your life and the life that you live in. You feel me? But that's just my take. Let me get out this sun. That's just my take, you know, on criticism, because I'm starting to notice, you know, more and more and more, you know, the young people, man, that's why they running wild out here. That's why they having all these babies out of wedlock, because they not listening. And then our generation is not really telling them, you know, how to conduct themselves out here. But this is to the young brothers out here, and then to the young sisters out here. When somebody criticizing you, don't take it personally. Just take a look within. Take a look within yourself. You know, because it's probably more than likely something that you can give. A lot of older people are scared to even approach you. You know, and I don't understand that logic. You know, because if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, I'm going to tell you you're right. But if you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. And like I said, that's just my take on criticism. This is the last video of the day. I'll be pulling out of Minneapolis sometime either tomorrow or Wednesday. And the next video I'll be making, it'll be out of Chocolate City, baby. You know, so to the great city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. You know, it's been real. And with that, if you like this video, subscribe. And with that, the OG is out. Peace.